guys, it's Bella and welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I have a plan with me for the week of February 24th to March 2nd. So this is my final February weekly, which I'm really happy about. Apologies for it sort of taking so long. I have had this video filmed for a little while and I just haven't gotten around to editing it. And then obviously by the time this video goes up, my other plan with me will have gone up. But like as I'm doing this voiceover, I've pre-uploaded it like earlier in the week and I just haven't gotten around to posting that one yet. So I don't know. It's just been one of those periods of time where I'm just like really frazzled. There's a lot going on like at work and also in my personal life at the moment. So it's kind of just like, you know, it's been a lot, but like a good vibe in comparison to like July and like May that were very like slumpy negative months. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just sort of like working slowly on sort of getting back on track with videos and, you know, working on my planner and that kind of stuff because this is, you know, a fun creative process for myself. But yeah, like at the same time, it's like I can't really feel too bad because like I know that there's people on YouTube that are planning, you know, their 2024 planners and even 2023 planners. So like I know that I will get this done eventually, even if it does take me some time. But yeah, so this spread I am using Fantasy from Plannerface. This is 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚙𝚜 art. And I thought it sort of went with my little theme that I was doing for February, which is kind of like, you know, self-love, self-care, reading, which I'm trying to sort of do more of. As of the day that I'm doing this voiceover, I have read 8 books so far this year out of my goal of 15. So I'm doing pretty well. And that's kind of partly due to the fact that I am able to listen to audiobooks while I'm at work. And that sort of does help a little bit. But yeah, and then for foil, I did pull in the Velaris bundle from Planner Choco, which I believe that is like 𝚑𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚘 related. I have not read the 𝚑𝚑𝚘𝚗 books or anything of the sort. But there is a little bit of romantasy in this art set. I know that it's like mainly fantasy focused because that is really what 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚘𝚗𝚑 reads. But she did add in like a few sort of like romantasy elements and whatnot for the romantasy people out there. So yeah, and the foil that I chose from Planner Choco was matte gold. I think this is my first time using matte gold. So yes, I have yet to place an order from Planner Choco in a while. I have like a wish list because I do need to buy things for the upcoming months, or like I guess where I'm up to in my sort of buying cycle, because obviously like I am super behind in my planner, but yes. And then I did just pull in just a bunch of foil leftovers mainly just in gold because I didn't really have a lot of matte gold. I think I just pulled in maybe like 1 or 2 scripts that were matte gold that I had from Planner Choco from a freebie, but otherwise, yeah, the bulk of it is just leftovers. I think mostly from Planner Hannah, and then I did also pull some foil from Plannerface as well that I did use in my Lunar New Year spread in January. So yes, so that is, sorry, I'm like choking. That is that basically sorted. So yeah, so starting off on the spread. So Monday I marked in that Mars went direct. So I used that script that I made myself on my little holiday sheet. And then I marked in sleeping in. So I just used the slippers, which I believe were from the kit. I'm not going to lie, because I did film this like a few weeks ago. I don't really remember where every sticker is from, especially the icons. So it's like with majority of the icons, I believe they were from the kit because the icons page does have a lot of icons that do come in handy. But I did also pull in some icons from belleplannerco in matching colors, and both shops use the same like icon designs, if that makes sense. So yeah, if it's not from one, it is from the other, if that makes sense. Then I just marked in having a YouTube binge. So that sticker is from the Honeybee shop. And then I marked in just doing some editing. So I used the foil laptop from Planner Hannah. Then I had a grocery run. So I used the squish from Fox and Cactus, which I do need to place a big Fox and Cactus order. I may do that at some point tonight or maybe tomorrow, because I do think she's having her Halloween release as I'm doing this voiceover. And I do need to like repurchase like my Pilates girls and like a few other things, and I haven't really been buying stickers lately. I don't know, I've just been very overwhelmed. And then I do also need to like buy foil and things, but I'm waiting for Planner Hannah to have a foil bundle treat week. I know she had one recently, but it was purely just for like the Halloween stuff. So yes, anyways, and then like I said, I do need to place a Planner Choco order, and I also have a bunch of printables and things I need to cut, which hopefully I'll be able to do at some point over the weekend. because I don't really have much planned like during the day. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know, I have so many things to do and so little time, and yeah, I don't know. But yes, and then I marked in planning. So I did just use the planner icon, which, like I said, I can't remember if that was from the kit itself, from the like icon sort of glitter headers page of the kit, or if it was from a Bella Planella sampler. To be honest with you, can't remember, but yes. And then I just marked in some K-pop releases. So Zero Base One had their comeback that day, which I really enjoyed, and they are having another comeback next week as I'm doing this voiceover, which is super exciting. They are a boy group formed through a survival program, so they are a temporary group, and I believe their contract expires, I think, at some point at the end of this year or something, because it's like I think it was like a 1-year contract or something. So anyways, they had their comeback that day, which was really good. And then 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚡, which is a girl group, I believe debuted this day, which it was only a single album. So it only had 2 songs, which I didn't really love the title track, but I did like the B-side. And then they did have a comeback, I think like a couple months after this, which I did really enjoy, which again was just another single release, but I did enjoy that. So just, waiting to see what else they release. So I used the olive from Linda Designs for that. And then I just marked in going to Pilates with the Pilates girl from Fox and Cactus, which, like I said, I do need to repurchase because I think I've got like half a sheet left. So yeah. Then moving on to Tuesday, I marked in going to work. So as always, I just use a work script that I've made myself and then a piece of deco from the kit. And then this day I did call to make my psych appointment because I had finally hit like my final straw of like avoiding, like going to therapy and sort of just like working through all the things that I, am dealing with, just like feeling stuck in my life. And then also, like traumas from, like my childhood, because my parents did get divorced when I was young, and I got bullied at school and all that kind of stuff. So it's just like dealing with all the things from that, and then also just like the career things and just feeling stuck in life and whatnot. So I was like, you know what, we finally hit the wall, so I'm just going to do it. So I did call this day, and then I did actually book the appointment the following day because the receptionist didn't have access to the like the calendar, because the psych office I go to, like it's multiple psychs in one office. They sort of just share the space. So so that was that. So that phone icon, I believe, is from the kit. And then I just marked in bringing the bins in because Tuesday is bins day. And then I did get paid this day for my jury duty, which I did the week prior, which wasn't really a lot because it was pretty much just like a half day, because it was so funny because we got like picked. Well, the group got picked to go, and we were waiting outside the court for ages. And then they were like, okay, never mind. We're going back into the like waiting room. And then we were there for a little bit, and then I was kind of like, okay, you're free to go. So yeah, I was pretty much only there from like, I think it was 8 a.m. to probably about lunchtime or something. So yeah, like a half day. So yeah, it wasn't a big amount of money, but it was something extra. So I used the money icon from the Honeybee shop from an old Babe Box kit. And then I did end up pulling in some scripts and things from the various foil shops that I've mentioned, which you'll see at the end of the spread. Then I just marked in that I was feeling drained that day after work, because I think it was just like a lot going on. And then this was also like post-stock take, so I think it was still, busy. And it was probably still warm because, even though it was like the slow transition into March, February is like probably the hottest month of the year here where I live. And then like March is still pretty hot and it gets really humid, and then it sort of cools down as we move into autumn. But so probably that as well. And then just, the emotions of, booking my appointment and doing all the things. So I used the coffee cup, which, like I said, I can't remember if that was either from the kit itself or from a Bella Planella icons sheet. But I did have a YouTube binge, and that icon I can say definitely for sure is from Bella Planella. And then I just marked in watching Dexter because Mum and I decided to rewatch season 1. We were going to rewatch pretty much the whole show, but we rewatched season 1, and then we started season 2, and then we sort of fell off because we kind of got like, not sick of it, but it was like we needed something else. We may go back to it at some point, but season 1 has a place in my heart because it's just like the way that it's filmed and just like the comedy, like Dexter in his awkwardness and just everything about it. Yes, we watched it when it was on Foxtel way back when, and yeah, I don't know. Can't remember what it was. I think I was just getting maybe I was getting TikToks about it or something. I don't know. And we were like, you know what? Let's watch Dexter, something like that. So I used the Paramount Plus sticker, which is from Carly Plans. So then moving on to Wednesday, I again marked in work, and then this day I was just feeling super anxious. Honestly, can't remember what it was about. To be honest, it was probably just general anxiety about life and whatnot, and then also just work stressing me out, and life. So then I just marked in booking appointments, because like I said, I did book my psych appointment in the end, and then I did also book a doctor's appointment, which became sort of a bit of a drama when it actually happened, but when we get to May, we'll get there. I received some happy mail from the Coffee Monsters Co. I had a nap. We went to restorative, because at this point we were still going to yoga, and then we sort of fell off, I think, in April, possibly. And then just marked in some more binge watching. And then I also marked in Mahashivaratri, I hope I said that right, which is a Hindu holiday. And then on the sidebar, I marked in that I finished reading The Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. Finally, I started that book, I think it was 2 years ago, and it was I was reading it, and then I stopped reading in general, and then I sort of started reading again, and then again sort of gave up, and then I started listening to it on audio again, and sort of just having it on in the background, and then I finally finished it. But yeah, not my favorite. I do have Sunrise on the Reaping. I have yet to start or read it at all. I'm sort of putting it off because I'm kind of scared that it's going to put me in a slump. But I'm not too sure. I don't know. I didn't really love The Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. There was elements of it that I enjoyed, and then there's elements of it that I just thought were a bit much. So yeah. So that's that. So I did use the audiobook sticker from Once More With Love. And then for the Wednesday, I had the Anxiety Girl from Fox and Cactus. The phone and the yoga mat were from Carly Plans. The mail icon was from the Plannerface foil bundle. And then again, I think icons either from the kit or from belleplannerco. Then on Thursday, I did have a mental health day. I did have 2 days off this week because, like I said, on Wednesday, I was just feeling anxious and just burnt out and just gross. So I did speak to my manager that day and sort of was like, hey, is there any chance I can have just a couple of days off to try and reset? Because obviously it had been quite a busy period pretty much the entire month of February, because it was, all the prep for stock take, then also just the general busyness and day-to-day work that we do. And whatnot. So he was like, yeah, that's all good. So I did have 2 days off. So I sort of just, tried to unwind. So I used the day off squidge from Stick With The Plans. Then I just marked in sleeping in with a squish from Fox and Cactus. And then it did rain this day. So I used the gumboots from Carly Plans. I washed my hair. So that girl is from Fox and Cactus. And then I was working on my digital planner, which I do on Photoshop. I'm also super behind on that. Not as behind as I am in my actual planner, in my memory planner, but I think I am up to mid-April in my digital planner, because I do write everything every day in my Aura Style Annie Plans planner, and then, I don't know, I just put it in my digital planner on Photoshop. I think I am using, what am I using? It's either a Hemlock and Oak or a Passion Planner. It's one of the two, because I do switch between the two shops, because they do offer the full planners as a PDF sort of printable that you can get. So yeah, I just do that on Photoshop, and it sort of helps me when I actually do my planning, because I can lay it out sort of as I do in my spread. And I just use, digitals mainly from the Honeybee shop that come as part of the subscription, because when you subscribe to the Babe Box, you do get the digitals, and then there is the deluxe digital if you wanted to subscribe to that, which has a bit more. So I do use that, and then I do also just use printables and things that I've bought as well to just make my digital planner spread. So I was working on that. We went to yoga. I can't remember if this was the first time we went to Hatha on a Thursday or not, but we did really enjoy that. And then again, just watching more Dexter. And then I was planning my bases. For which month, I couldn't tell you, but yes, I was just planning my bases. So the laptop, again, either from the kit or from belleplannerco, and then the yoga mat from Colored Plans. The TV icon was again from the Plannerface foil bundle. And then the planner is from a shop that is no longer open, craftea_plannerco. I do miss because I did really enjoy their icons. But yes. So then on Friday again, used another squidge from Stick With Plans to mark in having a mental health day. And then this was the day that our skip bin got delivered. I honestly can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was like we had an inspection coming up or something, but we decided to sort of like declutter, do it like a first batch of decluttering. So we did order a skip bin through the like company that like my work sort of sponsors or whatever. But we just ordered it directly through them. So that arrived that day and we sort of had it for, I think it was 3 days. So so we had it for the weekend. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, I think this was a long weekend. So maybe that's what it was. But yeah, so I just used the house icon from Planner Hannah for that. Then I marked in the new moon in Pisces, which I again used a script that I made myself from my little astrology sheet, and then had a YouTube binge, so that YouTube icon is from Colored Plans. Then I marked in having some planning time. So I think again I was just doing like my bases and whatnot. So I used the planner icon, which I believe that one is from Colored Plans, possibly. So yes, and then again just marked in some more music releases. So Banks had her album that day, which I was highly anticipating because her previous album that was released in 2022 was one of my favorite albums of that year. So I was super excited for this one. Kind of underwhelming, but wasn't like terrible by any means. There was definitely some standout tracks, but it wasn't like as good as the previous album that I was like so in love with, if that makes sense. And then Lisa from Blackpink had her solo album, which actually was like pretty good. I didn't have high expectations, but like, you know, I enjoyed the singles as they sort of came out. And like the singles are definitely the highlights of the album for sure. And then her song with Tyler, it was probably like the only other one that I don't think was released as a single. Technically, it might have been. Don't quote me. That I really enjoyed. And then sort of like the other songs are like listenable, but they're not really standouts, if that makes sense. But yeah, so out of like the Blackpink solos, Lisa's album was definitely up there as one of my favorites. And then Jennie's album, I think, came out the week later, which I absolutely hated. So yeah, I'll probably talk more about that when I get to that spread. But yeah, so again, just used Olive from Linda Designs. And then I used the TV icon from Crest Press to mark in watching more Dexter. And then at the bottom, I just marked in that it was the beginning of Ramadan. So I used that script that I made from my holiday sheet. And then moving on to Saturday. So on Saturday, I did have my Hello March script that I did put as part of my base. I love putting those in my planner. I just really enjoy it. And that is a script that I made myself. So then starting on Saturday, we did get up early because we did go to Pilates in the morning. So I just used the coffee cup icon from the Plannerface foil bundle just to mark in getting up early. And then I used the Pilates girl from Fox and Cactus again to mark Pilates. So yes, went to Pilates in the morning, and then we did have a hair appointment because we did go and get Olaplex treatments and just a nice little blow dry and, you know, cute little pamper session. So we did that. So I used the blow dry icon from Crest Press for that. And then this day we did also go and do early voting because I believe it was the following weekend was the state election. And we were like, you know what, let's just go and do early voting because for the state election, you don't need a reason to early vote. So we were like, you know what, let's just do it, avoid the crowd. And I think possibly it may have been also that my mum was working for the weekend of the election, possibly. So that might also be another reason why we went and did early voting, but you know, we were in the area, so we're like, you know what, let's just go and do it. So I used the emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. It is from the like you did it sort of like congratulations kind of sheet, but it was the only sort of thing that I had that had like the little check mark in the pencil, so I thought that was applicable. So then we did grocery shopping just because the early voting center was like across the road from the supermarket, sort of like shopping complex. So we did grocery shopping. So I used the grocery icon again, I believe is from the kit, but if it's not from the kit, then it is from Bella Planella. And like I said, I did add in a foiled script to that as well. So you'll see that at the end of the spread. And then we just spent the rest of the day just chilling, watched more Dexter. I think we had almost finished the first season by this day. I think we finished it the next day, and then we started season 2 on the Monday of the following week, possibly, or like the Tuesday. And then, like I said, we watched maybe I think 1 or 2 episodes of season 2, and then we sort of just took a break, and we haven't gone back since. And then I actually started watching Original Sin, which is like the prequel series, which I think I've watched maybe like 4 or 5 episodes of that. I haven't finished it yet. Frustrating news, because it did get renewed for season 2, and then now they have since cancelled season 2, so that's interesting. But yeah, so for my TV time, I just used the remote controls from 𝚑𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚘𝚗𝚜. And then honestly, for some reason, I don't know why, I was just feeling a bit down and just, you know, in my feels. So I used the In My Feelings sticker from Once More With Love for that. But yeah, I don't know. I think, like I said, it was just a mixture of burnout and just like feeling slumpy in life in general. And just, you know, the general vibes of the weekend, just, you know, anxiety and all of the things just, you know, piling up. So that was that. So yes, I don't know what I'm doing here. I think maybe I was looking for the sticker, because I think it got stuck onto something and I couldn't find it. And then eventually I found it. I think it was like stuck to the back of one of these sheets, because I do pour all my stickers beforehand in my reusable sticker book. But yeah, so I don't know. It's either I didn't pull the sticker or it got stuck to the back of something. But anyways, so then moving on to Sunday, the first thing that I marked in was, I believe that is Venus retrograde, I think. Don't quote me. It was one of the two. It was a planet retrograde. I don't know. I need to re-memorize my little symbols, but I think that was Venus retrograde. So I just, again, used a script that I made myself on my astrology sheet, and then you'll see me switch the washi strip that I put underneath like the label, because I messed up my pattern, because I'm trying to do like a pattern that I'm sort of following with the colors, because I'm not color blocking the spread. And then that way I have an even, or somewhat even distribution of all the colors and patterns and whatnot. But I did mess this up and sort of confuse myself, and I do fix that. But yeah, so then Sunday was pretty much just a kind of chillax day. So I did just mark in sleeping in once I finished fixing this label. And I think I also changed that label as well, because I think I did the wrong color possibly or something. But yeah, so I sort of just slept in, had a lazy day, watched some YouTube, and then we spent the day sort of cleaning and just putting things into the skip bin that we had received on the Friday, and just, you know, tidying things up, cleaning things out, decluttering, you know, whatnot. And then I just also just marked in feeling drained and just feeling a bit blur, because, you know, again, that was sort of the vibe of the week. And then we finished off the day with some more Dexter. So for sleeping in, I did use the bed icon from one of the Planner Hannah foil bundles that I had left over. For YouTube, I used the YouTube icon from Carly Plans. And then for cleaning, I believe that one is from the kit, I think. Like I said, I can't remember, so don't quote me. But it's either from the kit or, like I said, from Bella Planella. Both shops will be listed down below. Anyways. And then for feeling drained, I used one of the vanillas from the burnout sheet from 𝚑𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚗𝚑, and then I used an emoji to mark in watching Dexter. So I will catch up at some point. I am a little bit ahead of myself because I did have to pause this voiceover and get back into it. But yes, and then also with the pattern confusion and whatnot, it did take me a little while to get back into the groove, because it sort of like took me out of my planning groove. But yes, I do catch up slowly, and then we will get into the outro. But I love how the spread turned out. I believe not the next plan with me, because the next plan with me will be my February monthly, but I guess the next weekly spread is also another Plannerface kit for the week of the Oscars. So I'm very excited to use that spread. But yeah, so my plan is that I will have, like I said, these two Planner Vs, so this one and the previous one, which, like I said, should be up by the time this video goes up, but as I'm doing this voiceover, it's not live, so that's why I'm talking as if it's not live. And then I am hoping to also post my February haul, which I have already edited and ready to go. I just have to export it and, you know, do all the encoding and that kind of stuff and, you know, post it. And then also my March lineup, because obviously, like I said, I will be doing filming my February monthly and then moving on to my March spreads. But yes, and then, like I said, just slowly and steadily pushing on towards, you know, getting caught up in my planner. Like, I'm not going to guarantee any dates or anything because I feel like that just stresses me out and then it makes me want to do it even less. But hopefully once I get into a groove of things, and then also like certain weeks that were quite, you know, interesting or exciting or whatever it may be, I think will also help. And then just like the joy of going through my planner and sort of seeing all these spreads filled out and, you know, having this little creative time for myself, I think will be nice. So yes, definitely, you know, subscribe, thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Stay tuned for all of the things. And yes, like I said, apologies for, you know, the inconsistencies and whatnot this year when it comes to uploading, and also last year. But yes, so here is the finished spread all filled out. And then, like I said, I did add in the foiled scripts, which came from a variety of different shops. So I have Plannerface, Planner Hannah, and Planner Choco all in the one spread, all from different foil bundles and freebies and whatnot. So really, really love how this turned out. To write on the stickers, I did use my Uniball Signo pen in 0.7. And then to write on the paper, I used my Pentel Energel, I believe, also in 0.7. But yes, also my editing software, as always, has decided to lag, so I have no idea what I'm doing. But I think here I'm just showing you what I have left from the kit, which when I sort of do this format of sort of like having a pattern and sort of trying to use all the different label sizes and different things and whatnot, I do find that I am able to use quite a bit of the kits, which I do really enjoy. And obviously, like, all I have left is sort of like the functional elements that I don't really use, you know, like checklists and any sort of like extra sidebar things. And, you know, I will obviously have some labels and whatnot left, but I do get like a good use out of the kit, which I really enjoy. So yes, and then I believe I don't show the foil bundle. Maybe I do. I don't think I do, because I didn't really grab anything else from the foil bundle that I hadn't already used for my base. But yes, so that is it for this video. As always, all the shops that I've used will be listed down below, along with any codes or coupons. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below if you wish. You can also turn on the notification button so that you are notified of any new uploads and whatnot. And then here I am just showing my pens and over-explaining what I did with my pens. But yes, and then like I said, my next video should either be, I think it will most likely be a haul video. So my what I bought in February haul, I believe. And then the following video after that will be my March lineup. And then we will move into my February monthly and then my March weekly spreads. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that. I think here I'm just flicking to show you my February monthly base. But yes, that's it for this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.